let's talk about breathwork for a while. Breathwork is so powerful. It's so magical. It's so unique in what happens to your mind, body, and soul. Each time you do a breathwork class, it can be very different than the other one that you did. 10 times have 10 different experiences. Sometimes you'll feel pulsations and vibrations. You'll feel your energy intensely, where things are moving and shifting, and you'll feel pulsations, sometimes tingling. Sometimes your body will become so alive that it feels like it's going to dissolve into itself. And it's a feeling of aliveness. Sometimes it's euphoria. Sometimes it's freedom and feeling like there's less restrictions of the body. It feels just absolutely incredible and opening yourself up. That can happen. Other things that could potentially happen are you tap into old emotions. Sometimes in the heart you can feel them, sometimes just in the body in general, in your gut, in your intuition. You can feel yourself very intensely. So old pains and old hurts can rise to the surface, and what happens is it can be released and let go through your breath, through visualization, through guidance. It allows those stuck energies, stuck thoughts, maybe in the subconscious mind, to come to the conscious surface to be released. The power of breathwork is you almost don't even have to bring up a specific emotion if you don't want to. If you just breathe and allow, usually 5, 10, 15 minutes in, you can start just breathing things and they come to the surface without you even being aware of them consciously, and allow them to be released and let go. What happens is, as you're in this amazing setup where you feel alive, you feel safe, you feel that you can be vulnerable with yourself, that what you can give yourself whatever you need in the moment. Once you found that state and you can just witness yourself without any judgments, then you can allow these old pains, old hurts, old traumas to come to the surface consciously or unconsciously. And as you do this over and over, you breathe it in, allow things to rise, breathe them out. Allow things to rise, breathe them out. What happens is the connection to that specific response system starts to get a little weaker and a little weaker. So there's no attachment to it as much, to where you're allowing some addictive pattern, let's say, or some trauma to come and you just release, come and release, come and release, bring it up, release, bring it up, release. After you do that, you realize that that trauma or that pain is either potentially just a memory or an old wound that is stuck in your body system and just needs to be released, and it doesn't have to hurt anymore. It doesn't have to be painful. We can release and let them go so we're not stuck with the rest of our lives with these subconscious traumas that we keep playing and replaying out in our daily lives. A lot of us don't even realize that we're doing this because there's so much layers to our psyche and our reality that the human body is absolutely amazing. It can hold traumas, it can repress traumas, it can release traumas, it can do absolutely everything. So with breath work, we hyperoxygenate our body, we go into a journey state in our mind, shut off the left brain analytical thinking, allow the right brain imagination to go. So then once you tap into your imagination, you can tap in easier to your emotional guidance system. And in your emotional guidance system, that's when you can really feel. And the body will tell you if it's time to cry. The body will tell you if it's time to scream, to yell, to let it all out. The body will speak to you. And as you breathe deeper and deeper, it sounds kind of crazy, but the breath will breathe you. And if you surrender enough, the body will start to react on its own. It has its own release mechanisms to where it'll start to shake and move and have different releases of its own. You can go into different states of paralysis and just allowing the energy to move through your body. You can feel sometimes where energy, life force is stuck, and when you're breathing, you can move it, you can shake it, you can stretch it around, you can pound on the ground, whatever needs to be done. And all of a sudden that energy will whoosh, will move through you, and then you can feel your energy system better. What I mean by energy is just that those subtle pulsations and subtle awarenesses of all different parts of yourself, either whether it's the muscles, the bones, the organs, like everything, but even deeper on a cellular memory system, where you're feeling the cells and you're feeling the space in between the cells and noticing the vibrations of it all. As you go even deeper and you go into potential more spiritual realities of breathwork, you can open yourself up to the realization that you are more energy than you are potentially this physical body. You can start to feel yourself bigger, more alive, more awake, more aware, and you can transcend the conscious thinking mind that says that you're only the body, that you're only the mind. Then that vibration is tapped into, and you sense that that vibration is you. So if you do breathwork enough, and sometimes it only takes one time, but you can go into these states of spiritual enlightenment, in spiritual bliss, spiritual awareness of consciousness that just is ever flowing, that is ever present, that is always there, that can tap into. Some people say you can tap into your subtle body, such as in yoga and meditation practices. The subtle energies that is always there and always present. Breathwork, sometimes you can get there fast. Sometimes it takes only a few minutes. You start to sense and feel in a deeper state. And then it just becomes this beautiful wave of releasing, letting go, feeling, sensing, allowing love to come in, noticing that there's love always there for you. So you play with those feelings and those emotions, you tap into them, you see, what the heart is telling you. The heart has its own intelligence. It can literally speak to you in emotions, speak to you in vibrations. So can your gut, so can your intuition, and also your head can as well. The challenge is we want to get them on all of the same wavelength, so mind, body, spirit connection. Getting to a vibrational resonance that actually works for the whole body system. Because what happens is sometimes the head has an agenda that's different than the heart, and the heart has maybe a different agenda that's different than your gut system and your intuition. So we have to get them on the same playing field. Then we can go into a vibrational state that allows us to flow and allows us to go as one cohesive unit. So then when we're visualizing and manifesting and giving I am statements and affirmations and seeing what your reality wants to be, putting into play, keeping that vibration going, so that when you're in this deep state of allowance, you are open up to the possibilities that exist. You exist in the quantum state where all realities can truly unfold. When this happens, you can just sense and know that there's something's going to happen to you that's good. You can see different patterns and realities that you might not have normally seen, because you're actually activating so much more of your brain, and you're lighting up just your body system with life force, that you can see connections and you can see possibilities, almost like a psychedelic state where you're going beyond the normal senses of the body. You're moving into that sixth sense, and you're seeing the alternate realities, sometimes the realities that show so many possibilities. And that's when extreme manifestation can happen, where you're setting your vibration off into your reality so that you take it into the world, and you're moving and feeling and sensing on that wavelength. All of life is a vibrational shift game. When we realize that we are a vibrational essence, a vibrational being, we can tap into this reality, get it all on the same wavelength, and then go out there and manifest. What we do with breath work and visualization and intense meditation is we activate that and then surrender to all that is. We activate and surrender to the flow of life. Just release control and surrender to love. Release your need to have everything be perfect and analytical, and go into the mind that has unlimited possibilities. Go into your subconscious mind that has all the emotions and feelings that you desire, and you can help release the other ones.